Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Welcome to your chemistry class of Standard 9. Hope all of you are fine, safe, and enjoying your online classes. Today, I will discuss about some reactions which are happened in daily life. Follow this picture. Can you guess anything? Yes, this is the picture of rust formation on ionic substance, isn't it? You have known about this rust formation in your previous classes. Just today again you will review about this matter. So let's start the class. What is rust formation or how it is formed? We know that when any ionic substance is kept in open air, then it reacts with atmospheric oxygen and water and produces a hydrated ferric oxide. That means it produces a reddish brown colored layer which is formed on the ionic substance. This is actually called rust. So rust is mainly a reddish brown colored layer of ionic substance which is formed is known as rust. And how it is formed? When that iron reacts with oxygen and water, then there is produced after the reaction a hydrated ferric oxide layer. This is called rust. Follow another picture. This is very familiar to us. This is iron nut, isn't it? And we are generally seen that most of the iron nut is rusted. Why? Because when it is come contact in open air, then it reacts with oxygen and water of the environment, and rust is formed on that nut. Like this way, actually, in everywhere, all ionic substances are rusted. So this rust formation is a reaction which is occurred in our daily life. Now follow the next picture. What do you think? This is also corrosion of metal, isn't it? Actually, rust formation is one kind of decaying of metal, because due to this reaction or due to this rust formation, iron metal is decaying, corroded, isn't it? So here this picture is also of corrosion of a metal, but it is not iron. This is aluminium. So like iron, aluminium is also corroded, but there is a difference. How? When aluminium metal is come in contact with open air, then it reacts with oxygen and produces a layer of aluminium oxide on the outermost surface of the aluminium, and it protects the aluminium, it protects the inner aluminium for further reaction. That means here aluminium oxide, the produced aluminium oxide layer is actually acts as protective shield of the inner aluminium. So when it first time reacts with atmospheric oxygen, in that time its corrosion actually occur, but in next time this reaction is not happened. So when it reacts with oxygen, since it is reacts with oxygen and some aluminium is converted into aluminium oxide, for this we can say this is a corrosion of aluminium, but this produced aluminium oxide actually next time acts as a protective shield or acts as a corrosion resistance of aluminium. Follow this picture, then it will be more clear to you. When aluminium form aluminium oxide on the surface of aluminium substance, then it actually forms a barrier or it resists aluminium to react with water and oxygen. For this, further corrosion of aluminum is not occur. So like this way, aluminium in first time is corroded or decayed, but in the next time it is not actually continue. It is not continuous process like iron. Now follow the next picture. Have you seen this type of picture or this type of things? Follow the another picture, then it will be help to imagine you. Now you can imagine, isn't it? Yes, this is also a corrosion of metal. Can you say which metal? Yes, this is copper, because you have seen this coin of copper, isn't it? So we have seen when anything's made of copper like this and also this coin, after some days or after some years, a greenish layer is formed on the copper substance. This is the corrosion of copper. And like aluminium, this is also actually a layer of copper oxide. So when copper or silver combines with oxygen, the process is known as corrosion or oxidation. And when it reacts with oxygen, then it produces cuprous oxide and its color is greenish color. For this, copper actually when corroded first times, then it turns into greenish in color. And this is actually corrosion of metal or decaying of metal. It's a popular example is that, and this is Statue of Liberty. This is the original color when it is made in 1886. Original copper color, reddish orange types color like a gold. But follow here, in 2017 year, its color turns into this greenish color. Why? Because the corrosion of copper. Here copper is already corroded, and for this it changed to green in color. So for this, decaying of metal is a daily occurring reaction of our life. Now we will know about another reaction which occurs in our daily life, and that is bee sting or bee bite, you can say. When bee or red ant, these type of animals bite us, then what do you feel? A burning on your skin, isn't it? Or you feel pain. Why? Because actually there is present formic acid in the glands of bee or red ants. And for the presence of this acid on your skin is burning, or you feel pain. So when we apply any base, or if we apply any base in that wounded area, it will relieve your burning or relieve your pain. Why? Because we know that acid reacts with bases and neutralizes it, and it is also known as neutralization reaction, which you have learned in your previous classes. So, and as base we can use here lime or baking powder, this type of substance, which are actually basic substance. So for this, when we suffer from bee bites or bite of red ants, in these cases we will rub with some lime, that is calcium oxide, or baking powder, lotion, etc. So it will reduce our pain through the neutralization reaction. So this is also a real life reactions. Now follow the next picture. Respiration. This is very important with our survives, isn't it? During respiration, actually what is happened? We take meal in 3 times or more than 3 times in a day. Then after taking meal, what is happened actually? Or where that food goes? Here our food materials mainly contains glucose type substance. So when we take meal, then the glucose of that food reacts with oxygen. From where we get this oxygen? Yes, through the inhalation we inhale oxygen from the air, isn't it? So that glucose of the food reacts with oxygen and produces what? Carbon dioxide gas, water and energy. We know that this water is absorbed by our body because it is build our body, and this energy is used for doing work. So these two are absorbed by our body, and this carbon dioxide, this is not necessary for our body. For this we exhale carbon dioxide into the air, isn't it? So this is actually a chemical reaction of respiration, and so we can say, and it always occurring inside our body. So this is also a real life reactions. Now follow another example. We know that for the digestion of food inside the stomach, there is needed an acid, and that is hydrochloric acid. It is produced inside the stomach due to different reactions. But when the production of hydrochloric acid is more, then what is happened? Then we feel pain in our stomach, or that is called acidic problem of stomach. In that case, how can we relieve, or how can we get remedy from this acidic problem? In that time we should take antacid type medicine, isn't it? So this antacid actually contains mainly two chemical substances, that is magnesium hydroxide or aluminum hydroxide, and these are basic substance. So when magnesium hydroxide or aluminum hydroxide reacts with the acid of stomach, that is hydrochloric acid, then through the neutralization reaction it neutralizes, and for this we get relief from our stomach, or we get relief from our acidic problem. So also this is a reaction, chemical reaction, neutralization reaction, and it is happened in our daily life. Now follow the another example, combustion of fuel. You know everybody, combustion of fuel is must be a chemical reaction, and combustion reaction means there is produced a huge amount of heat. Follow here. Here gas is burning, isn't it? This is the natural gas, and it contains mainly methane. So when combustion of methane is occurring, then it reacts with oxygen and produces what? Carbon dioxide and water vapor. So this is a chemical reaction, and these same reactions actually occurs in engine of every vehicles, because there is used either natural gas or any other fuels, but all fuels are actually or mainly hydrocarbon. That means there is present carbon and hydrogen. So each fuel reacts with oxygen and produces carbon dioxide and water vapor in different ratios. So for the complete combustion of fuel, mainly there is produced carbon dioxide and water vapor. But if the combustion is not completed, then what will happen? Then for incomplete combustion, there is falling actually adverse effect on the environment. Why? Because due to incomplete combustion, there is produced carbon monoxide, carbon, also carbon dioxide, but among them this carbon monoxide is so much poisonous substance or toxic substance. These carbon particles are also not safe for us, also toxic for our health. So for the incomplete combustion, these type of toxic substances are actually directly exhausted to the environment, which causes an adverse effect to the environment. But why this incomplete combustion is happened? Yes, incomplete combustion happened due to the insufficient presence of oxygen. That means if the lack of oxygen is present, or there is the if we cannot provide proper or sufficient amount of oxygen for that reaction, combustion reaction, in that cases actually this type of toxic substance produce and directly mixes with the air. Follow here. In our previous slide we have seen, for complete combustion of 1 mole methane there is needed 2 mole oxygen. But if 2 mole methane, so to react with 2 mole complete combustion of 2 mole methane there is needed according to ratio 4 moles oxygen, isn't it? But there is used 3 mole oxygen. For this there is produced carbon monoxide gas. So due to lack of oxygen or insufficient oxygen there is produced carbon monoxide gas, which is known as incomplete combustion and which is actually responsible for the air pollution. Also this is propane. Propane is also a hydrocarbon. So actually for complete combustion of propane there is needed 8 moles oxygen, but there is needed actually for 1 mole 1 mole propane there is needed 4 mole oxygen. So 2 mole propane there is needed 8 mole oxygen, but here is used 7 moles. This is insufficient oxygen of burning of 2 mole propane. For this there is produced unburned carbon, carbon monoxide, etc. These are toxic to the environment. So for this is also a chemical reactions which are daily happened in our life. So in incomplete combustion, although this is harmful, but it is happened and causes serious air pollution. Now we will know about rust prevention. Why? Because rust is a big problem. If because iron is a very useful metal, and in most of the purposes in our life iron is widely used for its hardness. It is also a strong metal. For this for making many substances we have to use iron. But if iron is rusted easily, then we cannot use these things for the long time. In that cases a great loss we have to be faced. For this, rust prevention is most important step which we should take, and for this we have to know how can we prevent rust formation from metals. We cannot be stopped rusting, we cannot remove rusting, but we can stop rusting, isn't it? So now let's see how can we prevent rust formation on ionic substance. There are different ways actually. So I'm just discuss here some ways, such as coat with oil or grease. That means if we coat the ionic substance with oil or grease, then it will create a barrier of reaction between iron and oxygen and water. For example, generally we use this process in case of bicycle chain. So if we use oil or grease, then this chain will not be corroded or rusted, and it will easily or smoothly run. Now another process, coat with layers of paint. Yes, most of the ironic substances such as the body of different vehicles, and also TV, refrigerator, fan, etc. Most of the ionic substance we can easily uh, we can easily uh, stop rusting of this substance due to painting, isn't it? If we do paint on this substance with different color pigments, then it will be covered. In that case, rust will not form on this substance. Now another way is coat with plastic. For example, mesh fence. We know that when we give a fence, then if it is rusted, then it will not be long lasting. So if we wrap these ironic wires with plastic, then it will remove the it will stop the rusting. Now galvanize with zinc. This is very important for agricultural equipments such as uh, plow or spade or nail, etc. Different not only agricultural tools, also toolbox. There is used different instruments for doing our simple work in our in daily life. So these are most of the things actually made of iron, and if they are rusted, then it will not be long lasted. So for this, if we made a cover of zinc, if we made a layer of zinc on this substance, then rust will not form on this substance, and the making a layer of zinc is called galvanizing. So if we galvanize this substance, nail, plow, spade, etc., so we can easily protect them from rust formation. Another process, alloy with other metals such as stainless steel. Stainless steel cutlery set or stainless steel many things we actually in our present life we daily use, and these are actually alloy. Alloy actually the mixture of two or more molten metals. That means when a metal is mixed with another metal, in that cases this the produced compound is known as alloy. So in this case, iron cannot be reacts with oxygen directly for the presence of another metal. So like this way, stainless steel is produced mixing with chromium and nickel and carbon. Now electroplating with another metal. That means if we cover the ionic substance with another metal through electrolysis process, this is called electroplating process. Such as we use jewelry. Generally we use jewelry, gold plated jewelry. You heard this, isn't it? Here actually this jewelry is made of iron or copper or silver, but when it is electroplated with gold, then it looks like a gold jewelry. So this is actually electroplating done by electroplating process. Now use sacrificial protection. That means the ships, in case of ships or big things, actually there is also painting or galvanizing processes done. For the next picture, it will more clear picture actually. And for example, alloying. These are made of stainless steel, and stainless steel is actually mixture of iron, carbon, chromium and nickel, and this chromium and nickel forms a layer that does not rust. Now iron is connected to a more electropositive metal, that is for example magnesium or zinc. That means when the iron is covered by magnesium or zinc, then at first magnesium or zinc will corrode because it will more electropositive than iron, and then so it protects actually from iron from rusting. Now galvanizing, that means this process is actually called galvanizing. Now tin plating means when iron or steel is coated with a thin layer of zinc, that is called galvanizing. And when iron and iron substance is coated with a thin layer of tin, that is called tin plating. And tin plating is used in this type of substance, generally can of different food. So like this way we can easily prevent rust formation from ionic substance, and this is very useful to us. So these are also important steps for removing rust formation. Now we will know about a different thing, and that is rate of reaction. Actually, rate of reaction means the speed of reaction, or how a reactants is converted into products with how many less time. This is called actually reaction of rate of reaction. And how can I define rate of reaction? Rate of reaction is the change of amount of reactants or products per unit time, and it is actually inversely proportional with time. That means if the time is needed time is more, so rate of reaction will be less, or if the needed time is less, so rate of reaction will be more. So this is actually inversely proportionally related with the time. Now in unknown reactions, or in any reactions, we can calculate the rate of reaction through calculation. But some reaction, in case of some reaction, if we observe carefully, then easily we can say whose rate of reaction is more or less. For example, follow this picture. This is what rust formation, isn't it? So if I say that you compare this rust formation with this burning of fuel, can you say whose rate of reaction is more? Yes, easily you can say. Easily you can say that the burning of fuel is actually what? Reaction rate is more than that of rust formation, because to form rust there is needed more time. Now if I show another picture, this is burning of candle. Now can you say whose reaction rate is more? Obviously burning of fuel, then combustion of candle, or burning of candle, then rust formation, isn't it? Because it takes some time, but not like this combustion of fuel. This is its reaction rate is most among these three pictures. But if I show this picture, now can you say whose reaction rate is most? Yes, of course. This is explosion picture. This is explosion. Explosion's reaction rate is highest. Its reaction rate is more also than burning of fuel. So like this way we can easily compare between two reactions, sometimes whose reaction rate is more or whose reaction rate is less. So my dear students, today up to this, and in next class I will come back a very important lesson, that is Lash Atelier's principle. Up to that, you please keep yourselves safe and doing your job regularly. Today up to this, thank you and goodbye.